Rap thrives on competition. Since the beginning of time, humans have always measured their worth against other humans. Rap is no different. It's customary for MCs to sharpen their battling skills by throwing darts at other rappers on the way to top. You strike fear in your enemy's camp and gain acclaim by firing verbal missiles, subliminal or blatant. Canibus tested his strength against LL Cool J. Nas and Jay-Z went pound for a decade. Biggie and Tupac exchanged blows until their final days on Earth. Beef is part of the game. In honor of the great rap battle gladiators of our time, let's look back the 10 best battles rap has witnessed, and the winner of each duel. This is probably the most absurd of all the battles on this list, considering that Eminem launched his rap career on the pages of The Source. The hip-hop Bible featured him in its unsigned hypeback in March 1998, but the honeymoon ended after Source co-founder Raymond Benzino Scott started hurling disses at Eminem on Wax and through the magazine. While Slim Shady had no music rag to throw back at Benzino, he had something Benzino lacked: rap skills. Shady clapped back with the brigade of insults, including standouts, Nail in the Coffin, and The Sauce. As the beef progressed, The Source lost its readership and alienated advertisers. Benzino's rap aspirations took a nosedive, while Eminem's career flourished. Leaving the game was being disloyal to G-Unit for not participating in the crew's feuds with other acts like Nas, Jadakiss, and that 50 himself wasn't getting enough credit for his contributions to Game's blockbuster debut. The documentary 50 Cent kicked the Game out of G-Unit in early 2005. This set the stage for the respective entourages to clash shortly after at Hot 97, resulting in shots fired. Game and 50 held a reconciliatory press conference, but tension remained. Months later, Game launched his G-Unit boycott and dissed his former squad at Hot 97 Summer Jam in New Jersey. Friends and frequent collaborators, Meek Mill accused Drake of not penning his own lyrics, a cardinal sin for true MCs, for Drizzy's contribution to Rico on Meek's Dreams Money Can Buy LP. He ain't even write that verse on my album, and if I woulda knew, woulda took it off my album. I don't trick my fans, Meek tweeted in the summer of 2015. Drake shot back on Wax days later over the low-key, Charged Up, and while that was just a warning shot, Meek tweeted, "Baby lotion soft. I can tell he wrote that one though." Back to Back was far superior. Drake performed that song at OVO Fest and featured Toronto Blue Jay Joe Carter celebrating his World Series clinching homer over the Philadelphia Phillies on its cover art. After a nasty breakup, N.W.A. cohorts Eazy-E and Dr. Dre traded insults non-stop. Dre was about to seal the deal with Dre's Day, but Eazy-E fought back with real motherfucking G's. Eazy attacked Dre and Snoop, calling them studio gangstas who never truly witnessed the harsh realities of the hood. As if that wasn't enough, he devoted plenty of airtime to Dre's past as a member of the electro-pop group World Class Wrecking Crew, ridiculing Dre's fashion, fox paws. Damn, it's a trip how a homie can go so quick from wearing lipstick to smoking on chronic at picnics, he quipped. Eazy threw in a pic of Dre dressed in pumps and mascara to boot. Imagine if Eazy had access to Photoshop in 1992. No discussion of rap's best battles is complete without mentioning the historic showdown between Kool Moe Dee and Busy Bee. The year is 1981, and every rap lyric ends with the phrase, "in the place to be." Two fearless MCs take the stage and, in an 8-mile style contest, go on to pioneer what we now know as battle rap. Busy Bee entertained the audience with crowd-pleasing raps, but Moe Dee would eventually make mincemeat out of him with some mean rhymes. As is often the case in hip-hop, this historic beef was all about bragging rights. It pitted two New York boroughs against each another. KRS-One instigated the beef after claiming that MC Shan's song The Juice wrongly credited Queensbridge instead of South Bronx as hip-hop's birthplace. Consequently, Boogie Down Productions took Shan to the cleaners with the raw diss, South Bronx. Shan struck back with Kill That Noise, thus setting up Boogie Down Productions for the classic The Bridge Is Over, which delivered the final blow to Shan's rap career. History teaches us that one way to draw the ire of a fellow rapper is to publicly indict them for hip-hop's demise. It worked for Soulja Boy and Ice-T in 2009, just as it worked for Common and Westside Connection in 1995. This feud stemmed from Common's lyrics on I Used to Love Her, which Ice Cube claimed was a subliminal diss to the West Coast. Ice Cube's Westside Slaughterhouse, a vicious attack on Common, replete with the grimmiest rap video ever made. Common locked himself in a studio with Pete Rock and proceeded to hand Westside Connection a lyrical beatdown on The Bitch in You. Kool Moe Dee claimed that Cool J stole his style and decided to teach a 19-year-old MC named LL Cool J a lesson. He gave LL a lyrical whiplash in the form of How You Like Me Now. Cool J fired back with the instant gem to the Break It On. Moe Dee wouldn't let LL have the final word, so he struck again with Let's Go. LL hit him even harder with Jack the Ripper, in which he ridiculed Moe Dee's trademark Star Trek shades. By the time Moe Dee returned with Death Blow, Cool J had already hung the L on his neck and rocked his bells. Canibus is famous for battling himself on wax, but he truly earned his stripes when he squared off with the bigger and deafer LL Cool J in his prime. Mind you, the odds were heavily stacked against Biss until he unleashed second round knockout. Alongside a trash-talking Mike Tyson, that lyrical uppercut is something like a blueprint for some of today's top rhyme pugilists. In 1999, Ja Rule was allegedly robbed for his chain at gunpoint by one of 50 Cent's affiliates. 50 claims he later sold Ja at the club, and they had a rather tense interaction. Ja, however, claims this never happened. 50 later released the diss track Life's on the Line, aimed at Ja Rule and Murder Inc., the label he was signed to. Their beef came to physical blows in 2000. The two rappers were booked at the same nightclub where their appearance resulted in a physical altercation. 50 Cent was stabbed by a Murder Inc. crew member at the Hit Factory recording studios. You could set your watch to it. For more than a decade, every album released by either Quick or 8 rival Compton icons would contain at least one overt diss toward the other. The marathon feud began with newbie Quick's decision to label his early mixtape The Red Tape, a nod to his Top Tree Peru blood affiliation, and his proclamation that he was heading to the top for CMW to see. Compton's Most Wanted leader 8, associated with the 159th Street Tregnew Park Crips, fired back with venom on his Duck Sick and Death Wish series, escalating an increasingly heightened back and forth that reached a zenith in 1995, when Quick performed the excellent Death Row approved Dollars and Cents at the Source Awards, and was roundly ruled the victor. D-Block and state property beef originated from a 2001 Jadakiss interview in which Kiss stated that Philadelphia artists were biting his style. After interpreting a lyric from Beanie Mac Bitch as derogatory, Jada took an on-wax dig at Beanie on a huff from his debut album, Kiss the Game Goodbye. Had to stop eating red meat cause I ate too many Beanie Macs, Jada spat. Beanie Sigel clapped back with an anti-Kiss freestyle over the Put Ya Hands Up instrumental. Jada responded to Bean shortly thereafter, citing his dependence on Roc-A-Fella via a mixtape freestyle over a disco-era sample. Beanie and Jada traded freestyle disses during Power 1990's Powerhouse concert in 2001. They kept the war of words going via vicious street verses, letting fans debate which crew was superior, Rough Riders or The Rock. The two wordsmiths would later set aside their differences to collaborate. Eazy-E and N.W.A.'s management rubbed Ice Cube the wrong way, and then had the nerve to diss the group's best lyricist on 100 Miles and Running. Cube initiated a flame-throwing match with his former allies, and came out somehow unscathed. With No Vaseline, Ice Cube's single-handedly annihilated an entire group, a rare feat which has never been replicated. The battle between Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. was unique in so many ways. Interestingly, Pac's tactic was the antithesis of Big's approach. Not one to bite his tongue, Pac kept his insults as explicit and aggressive as possible. Who could forget Hit 'Em Up's opening lines? Biggie, on the other hand, stung Pac with subliminal disses, often delivered in a poised manner. This was arguably the most influential hip-hop feud ever. It affected entire regions, wrecked relationships, and changed lives forever. Before the collaborations, Nas and Jay-Z were die-hard rivals. There are many theories on why Jay-Z and Nas suddenly found themselves embroiled in one of the most memorable feuds in music history. Was Nas jealous of Jay's commercial exploits? Did Jay diss Nas' baby mama on "Is That Your Chick"? The two New York giants traded insults for years and came short of challenging each other to a lyrical duel on HBO. The quest for supremacy gave rise to two of the best battle rap songs in hip-hop history, Jay-Z's Takeover and Nas' Ether. Thanks to Kanye's hard-hitting drums, Takeover was musically superior to Ether, but Nas gets the slight lyrical edge.